Hey, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. Let me pull this a little bit closer because I think that's part of the problem sometimes. I hope everyone is doing well. Let me make sure I can see what I need to see here without making too much noise. There we go. All right. Oh, wow. Yeah. When did this come through? It was 12:01 p.m. I don't know when that was. Maybe that was more recent? Nope. 7:15. Yes. So today is the 19th, so the 15th was Tuesday. But this should hopefully be timeless. You're going to find this one is relevant for you. Most of the time when we think of wealth, we might think of the number of digits in our bank accounts, and maybe it's a wealth of knowledge. There is one type of wealth that can be very dangerous, and that's when you have an overabundance of wealth. I'm not talking money here, an overabundance of wealth, and that's of power. So being powerful within ourselves, that can be very good. But once we realize that desire to have power over someone else other than yeah, power is when you over indulge in that desire, and that's unhealthy. And I actually said that being powerful within it can be good, but if the desire that we have power over another is a true form of, I said evil, and I'm not sure if that's an accurate word. But yeah, when you strive to control other people, uh, that's probably not a good thing. If you concentrate on controlling yourself, and people will align with that. I don't know if that's there's a lot of stuff going on, man. Um, I think there's some things going on in the world that I know we did a talk last night with Stone and Misha Johnston, and the three of us did a little read on the Earth because it seems like the Schumann resonances was pretty high. I haven't checked it today. I can actually check that right now. Schumann resonance today. What's today? I need to update that, and that will show me. All right, so it's still, oh, it's a blackout. All right, because yeah, we had that really significant spike on the 16th and on the 17th. Yesterday was the 18th, and let me tell you, today being the 19th, I'm still feeling it, along with a few other events, because I think there were some emotional people around me that weren't showing it outwardly, and we got to really protect ourselves. That's going to be really key, and that might be that whole. I'm just listening to all of a sudden I hear all these crows outside. All right, yeah, we just need to be listening to ourselves, maybe doing a little thing of protection. I think that's going to be really important, especially if you're getting sensitive to this, and I'm very sensitive. Stone helped me out a little bit last night. That was hugely helpful. And I hope this is going to be helpful to somebody at some point. I'm sure it will. Hang on. We're going to switch the camera. It's going to twitch. Sorry about that. There we go. So let's see what we can figure out. Because it really seems like this power, it's like, I think everybody has experienced that someone trying to take power over them or exude their power over another person. And if we have true mastery and control of ourselves, that's not going to even be an issue. There should be no desire to do that. Can you say, oh, I think that person should be doing X, Y, and Z? Yeah, absolutely. And that's just your thought and your perspective, and you may not see the big picture, right? So that's why when someone strives to control other people, that's not a good thing. We control ourselves. We got to figure it out for ourselves. So of course we're going to the original source, the original thought, and the original word, and we're going to pull out information with clarity from probably the Akash and with guidance from all benevolent energies, entities, and beings in all dimensions. And I really kind of have felt that a lot. This multidimensional experience. I'm meeting people that there were dreams that I've had years ago, and it's like they look totally different, but it's the exact same energy. It's the exact same energy. So if we can look at where we're at right now, because usually I do past, present, future to kind of see what we can do with dealing with. I don't think that that's today. I think today we need to see where we're at right now and clean up the mess that we've been kind of neglecting. It's going to be like the blowing the cobwebs out. Well, this is where we're starting at. Yeah. Okay. So we're starting at the Fool. We're starting at the Fool. How's that for you? How fun is that? I just had to move the camera or the microphone out of the way. So yeah, we are definitely starting at a beginning point. It's going to be something very fresh. We're going to feel unprepared, but we are. It's one of those kind of things. So we have the Four of Wands. That's my 1111 card. Let me take a look at it. I'll give you a second. There's a lot of crows outside. They're making all kinds of noise. But this Four of Wands, it's like really, this should be lighthearted. And it's like, if we aren't lighthearted and traveling light, we need to remove some of those burdens, however that is relevant in your particular situation. But because I know there's a lot of things going on in the world where, just stop. I mean, TMI, there might be just too much information out on the news. I have personally had to start listening just to frequencies, music, very zone meditative type things. I've stopped watching TV years ago, really, and I will pick certain programs. There's a word for you. It's certain shows or series. Yeah. So this is about cutting out, but let's not be hasty. So this is the Knight of Swords. We don't want to be too hasty. But we are going to have to cut out what no longer serves us. And typically that Knight of Swords, he's moving pretty quick. But this guy looks like he's taken off. He looks like he's launching. The other one looks like it's like in full blown. This dude looks like he's just getting started. And that kind of fits in with the Fool in the beginning. And I just got the word bliss. Maybe we're getting, when we're doing this, we're going to be accomplishing that bliss. Juggling. It's Six of Pentacles, I mean, and I don't do traditional, sorry. Uh, not saying those other things running through my head, but this is the Six of Pentacles, and he really looks like it's not really juggling. Okay, he kind of looks like he's levitating them. There's the lightness. There's lifting up. Do you ever see those guys with the plates? This dude is like, what do you call it? Telekinesis. That's what it looks like to me, is telekinesis. So we're gonna start out. We gotta shed the burdens. Okay, go party, go have a good time. Don't overindulge. This is maybe like avoid overindulging, yeah. And this is balance too, the Six of Pentacles. In this one, he's not really giving any way. I think in this other Six of Pentacles, they're like, he's like giving some to one and some to another. And there's nobody to give it to other than himself in this one. And maybe this is like an offering. an expansion and an offering to expansion, an expanded version view. This is about paying attention to ourselves. Yeah, Seven of Swords. Yoicks. This is what we're going to be doing to something or someone else. But it's not weird doing it. How would they phrase that? That didn't really come out the way I wanted it. It was like in perpetuating this. It perpetuated this, I should say. Cutting away what no longer serves us may affect others, and this may be their reaction, but it's going to be very strategic on our part. And some people are not going to really like that. And that's about taking our power back. It's not about allowing other people to have power over us. Oh, everything's going wacky here. Temperance. All right. And this is, I love this card because temperance to me means like when you're making anything with glass or metal, you heat it and cool it, and it's very regulated. And this is very strategic. And so is temperance. And it's like knowing your limits, knowing your boundaries. Okay, what else? And it's going to bring about that ending that we all need, right? That's what it's going to bring about. It's going to bring about, I don't know, it's like, I wish I had more room. Do I have more room? I get a little bit more room if I move my hands. So I'm going to pull these guys here. Sorry about that. But you know what I mean? It's kind of like, we're going to make some people uncomfortable. And I think with most of us being as empathic as we are, we're probably going to end up making ourselves uncomfortable. So this is why it's going to take the balance and the temperance and reminding ourselves that we're traveling light. We're not taking on anybody else's stuff, and that we're keeping this open heart, light heart. And you know what? I'm looking at this little thing I painted. And this is what the word was that was facing me. I don't know if you can see that. Put a card behind it so you can kind of see that. Probably too big of a card. I don't know if you could see that. Where it says light. Right. That's what was facing me. Hope I didn't put my card, but yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. Maybe I'll just turn that light on. Right. There's the light. This was the next deck anyway, right? Well, again, thanks for stopping by. I am delayed in doing I'm going to possibly have to back off on the signs, the zodiac signs for doing readings. I will be taking on other responsibilities, and it's going to cut down my availability to do YouTube videos. I wish that was not the case, but you have to structure things in life that's for the highest outcome, and sometimes that means cutting those things away. It's not that these things don't serve me, it's they have to be prioritized. So there's some strategy. It's not to say that they won't be done. It's just I'm not going to be doing them right away or as often. It might be once a month, and I think I'm coming up to my month mark. So what else? Hope everybody is enjoying their day. I know it's been kind of hot and cold here. And today's in between. In between weather kind of drives me a little nutsy. I like it either really hot or I like it cold. Not really cold. Don't mind the cold. All right. Yep. Choices. And we got to remember choices. 7 of Cups. So we got to make sure that we're not going to be overwhelmed with the choices that we're going to be having. And I mean, we could actually pick all of these things because that's why it's kind of being it's not really muddled, but it's like disjointed from this. So it's like an illusion. We have choices, yes, but when we don't overthink it, we just do it, right? We're like the fool, we just do it. Yeah. Are we going to have patience with ourselves? Yeah, pretty much. And that's a good thing. And she's got time. She's got a time on her, like a clock on her breast, and she's got her fingers there by that clock. So what's kind of cool is she's very well put together. So that in and of itself should speak of patience itself. And it's like starlet, maybe starlet. There are faces in the distance as well. So it's like she's being overseen and not, it's like from the etherical realm. Yeah, there's some, I don't know, is he like a rag and bones man or something? I can't really tell what he is. I don't even think he'd be able to pick that up. But it's in that lower corner. He might be able to pick up some like shading or whatever, but there's something very different on that. And this is our star power. Remember I said starlet? She's the starlet. But here's the star. This is what we're walking towards. There's this embodiment. So if you think about it, when you have that public life like a starlet would, that that creates a great deal of vulnerability to you as an individual, because people think that they're entitled to know what's going on. So, two, let's not forget that we have a responsibility to ourselves to not control those people, or we need to control ourselves because it looks like we're on this path as well. Four of Wands again. So there's going to be victory in this as well. She's pretty chill too. And I think what's interesting between these two cards, there's one person in one of these cards and there's two people in the other one. So it's kind of like we need to be happy with ourselves, and we also need to be happy on our own. Definitely need to be happy on our own. Right. Anything else? Right. Mess everything up here. Well, we're always grateful for any of the help and support. And we were encouraging people last night, if you feel drawn to these cards, or any sort of feeling like you need some kind of support, you are your best friend, you're your best support. Teachers, seek out a teacher. And one of the best ways to manifest that is to use your imagination and stick with it, embody it, and totally take that imagination and seat it in a belief. As long as it's good and healthy and you're not trying to hurt anybody. And what's really going to be, okay, so also be careful what you wish for, because that can actually happen. Whatever you're thinking about to that level and consistency, that can happen. Okay. I'm having to kind of reach a little bit here. And then there's the microphone right by my face. Usually it's like one will pop out, but there we go. Usually they'll drag, they'll kind of stick. Use your imagination. Be your own teacher. If you need help, seek help. But that imagination is coupled with that wishing well. So the wishing well, she's manifesting. If you look at her, she's manifesting from the old stone. So it's almost like old stone, old memory, spirit there represented by the bird. Is that a bird? Looks like a bird. I think it's a bird. Bird or butterfly, whatever it is, it's something that is quite light. You know what's interesting is, again, what did I say? Be careful what you wish for, because it looks like she's manifesting a jester. So unless you have a really good sense of humor, and that's okay. Oh my goodness. Dragon's Lair. So some of this say, be careful what you wish for. It's the dragon's lair. So overcoming this dragon, integrating the dragon self. Because that's a safe spot, really. It's the safe spot of the dragon. Look at all the little red eyes. Wow. So when you're integrating our drag, when we do that, our dragon self, what does it take there? It takes strength. It takes strength. All right, so the last bit here is we'll get some overall energy. For sacred geometry, you can stop the camera. I was told not to leave that one there. No fear. I just heard no fear. You have no fear. Magic. That card came out last night. All of a sudden it got really, really hot in here and I don't know why. That's just kind of weird. So maybe we're in that dragon's lair now. But yeah, the magic card. The frequency of magic supports our intrinsic ability to grow and expand beyond this moment, to move toward possibilities and expressions that are as grand and profound as we can imagine. Imagine, use the imagination. Use the imagination. Keep yourself safe. Use the information, the resources that you have. If whether it's in people or things or whatever you got going on, use it. All that's required is our belief in the manifestation process. That's the magic. This is the magic here. That's the magic. That's our strategy. Oh my. All right, so the frequency of romantic love supports our journey to feel whole and complete through the experience with and reflection of a conscious lover. And it's also about the love of yourself. You have to be more self-aware. I have to be more self-aware. That feels like it's like over here with the choices and the patience with ourselves and that starlet with and becoming the star. Fall in love with yourself again. Ooh, this is nice, right? So crown chakra, the frequency of the crown chakra, the flower of life, supports our spiritual connection to the universe and our ability to transmute negative energy into light. Everything is light. So crown chakra. That's going to really, oh, really? Okay, so that really kind of tops it off, doesn't it? Oh my goodness. Well, I thank you very much. I hope everybody is able to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks to all of the wonderful new subscribers. And I hope everybody has a great